Hello everyone, my name is Zach and welcome to On Cashflow, where I help you become a master of your own cash flow. Now let's get started. Being Barista FI means that you have in some kind of capacity some earned income, whether that be from part-time work or working part-time for yourself, being self-employed. But having earned income opens up a lot of opportunities to reduce your income taxes. Here's how. I'll just jump right into it and say why Barista FI is optimal for tax savings. And there's two main reasons here. First off, it's because you actually have earned income versus if you're fully retired and you're not earning any income at all. You might have investment income, you might have interest income, but you don't have any earned income. But when you're Barista FI, you have a little bit of earned income and that opens up some opportunities. Secondly, you're generally going to have a lower income when you're working only part-time versus when you're working full-time. That also opens up some tax savings opportunities because the lower income that you show on your tax return, generally speaking, the lower income taxes that you're going to pay. And it's very much worth mentioning here that there are many different ways that you can become Barista FI. And that's why I created another video on some different ways that you can pursue a Barista FI lifestyle. I'll mention that video again at the end of this video. But first, let's get into some of the tax savings opportunities of being Barista FI. And the very first one that I want to mention here is the premium tax credit. This is associated with healthcare.gov and getting health insurance through the marketplace. This is actually a tax credit that pays for your premium when it comes to your health insurance premiums if you're not covered by an employer. The premium tax credit is going to be based on your modified adjusted gross income, which for many of us, the way it's calculated here is going to be pretty much our adjusted gross income in most circumstances. You can control your modified adjusted gross income to a certain extent by using tax deductions and by using adjustments to your income. As far as I know, this tax credit is pretty much only available to you if you don't have insurance offered through your employer. And this is very relevant to Barista FI because if you're working part-time, you might not have health insurance offered to you by the employer. Unlike if you were working full-time, usually full-time employees have that option and part-time employees might not have that option. By having the premium tax credit, you can get health insurance through the healthcare marketplace, even if you have a job that doesn't have health insurance offered to you. This is also very relevant because that means that you have so many different options. You don't just have to work somewhere that offers health insurance, and you can be self-employed and still have health insurance through the healthcare marketplace and still get this tax credit to help pay for it. For example, in my area, if you make $40,000 per year, you have a two-person household, married filing jointly, you can actually get your health insurance for free or very, very close to free after you take into account this tax credit. So yes, that's how powerful the premium tax credit can be for you. Now, another thing that is superior for tax savings is hitting the like button on this video. And the reason why it's superior for tax savings is because if you hit the like button on this video, then YouTube's gonna be like, hey, he likes this guy's video. And then they're gonna recommend more of my videos to you, and you'll learn all kinds of different strategies for reducing your taxes. But seriously, if you're liking this video so far, please make sure you like it, give it a thumbs up. It really does help me out, and I really do appreciate that. The next major tax savings that Barista FI can offer you is when it comes to the child tax credit. And the reason why Barista FI is relevant to the child tax credit is that part of the child tax credit can become refundable if you have earned income. Whereas if you were fully retired, financially independent, retired early, and you didn't have any earned income, you might not be eligible for that refundable portion of that credit. Now, the child tax credit is going to be based on your modified adjusted gross income as well. And as I mentioned before, to a certain extent, you can control what your modified adjusted gross income is. And what I mean by refundable is that if the child tax credit reduces your tax bill to zero and you're still eligible for more tax credits, it can go below zero and you can get refunded that difference. If your tax bill would have been $1,000 and your tax credit for the child tax credit would have been $2,000 and you're eligible for a $1,000 refundable credit, then your tax bill from $1,000 would go to zero and then it would go to negative $1,000 and then you would get refunded $1,000. So that's what I mean by refundable. Another major tax credit that Barista FI can make you eligible for is the Savers tax credit. And the Savers tax credit is based on your adjusted gross income. You can adjust your adjusted gross income yourself by using Schedule 1, traditional IRA deduction, HSA deduction, 401k deduction, things like that. So you can control your AGI. And if you become eligible for the Savers credit, you are going to need earned income because you can't contribute to a retirement account without earned income. You could possibly get a tax credit of $1,000 using the Savers credit or $2,000 if you're married filing jointly. And that could easily bring your tax bill to zero if you're Barista FI. Now, really quick, in the comments below, I want to know from you, what are some of your tax saving strategies that you are saving for retirement or for your financial independence? Please let me know in the comments below what kind of strategies you intend on pursuing. But I have a few more good ones here for you when it comes to Barista FI FI. And the next one is a little more simple here. You can actually get just regular tax deductions if you're Barista FI because you can still contribute to retirement accounts. For example, just looking at Schedule 1 of the tax forms, you can get all kinds of adjustments to your income because you have earned income from Barista FI. You can get a tax adjustment for a traditional IRA. You can get a tax adjustment for an HSA if you have an eligible health insurance plan. You can get a tax adjustment for a SEP IRA if you have self-employment income. And of course, you can get a regular deduction for contributing to a 401k and having that money withheld from your paycheck. By having earned income from part-time work or from part-time self-employment, you can get these deductions and you can use them in addition to some of those tax credits that I mentioned before. How can you not pay $0 in taxes if you are Barista FI? And perhaps one of the biggest secrets here of Barista FI is that it doesn't mean you have to work part-time at a regular job. It can mean that you're self-employed and you work part-time capacity doing self-employment activities. And the crazy thing about that is that if you're self-employed, it opens up the door to so many different tax advantages because being self-employed or having a business means that you can deduct expenses that are ordinary and necessary for your business to run. And yes, that is a very broad statement to say ordinary and necessary. When you have a business expense, it reduces the amount of profit that you show on your business. So you have your income minus your expenses, and that theoretically should be your profit. And if you reduce your profit, you reduce the amount of income taxes that you pay and the amount of self-employment taxes that you pay, Medicare and Social Security, which is currently 15.3%. So you can think of it this way: if you are self-employed Barista FI and you have a qualified business expense, you are going to reduce your taxes by federal income tax plus state income tax plus self-employment tax. So in my circumstance, if I'm living in Tennessee, I don't have to worry about the state income tax portion, but I do have to worry about the self-employment tax portion, and I do have to worry about the federal income tax portion. Self-employment tax is currently 15.3%, plus let's say I'm in the 12% federal income tax bracket. We add those up, that's 27.3% that each dollar of a business expense saves me. It saves me 27.3 cents. So yes, being Barista FI, and very specifically, if you can be self-employed Barista FI, you have an amazing array of tax saving opportunities. And like I mentioned earlier, there are many different ways that you can become Barista FI. There's many different kinds of Barista FI lifestyles that you can live. And that's why I have another video that I need you to watch where I explain 5 different kinds of Barista FI lifestyles that you can have. So make sure you watch that video after this video, okay? It's gonna pop up right next to me and there's gonna be a link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Zach from OnCashflow.com and I hope to see you next time.